Coming off of a game against a division rival that saw injury after injury take place, and this game ultimately slipped away from us, losing 33-12. And as soon as the wheels touched down back in LA following this Cardinals game, we were on the phone with the Houston Texans. We gave Bo Harold plenty of time to prove himself. We've even changed the sliders to try to fix a broken passing game. Now, it's not just been Bo Harold that struggled. We had Stetson Bennett not do very well, Matthew Stafford and Kirk Cousins all not perform, but all of those guys are a lower overall than CJ Stroud, though he has not had the best start to his career. He threw 24 touchdowns, 18 interceptions his rookie season. Following that, 21-12, and then being replaced this year by Tua. He is needing a fresh start somewhere, and we are a team who really needs a quarterback who hopefully will step up. He's 23 years old, a star dev, which is higher of a dev trait than any of our quarterbacks that we've had. The accuracies look really good. Awareness is okay at a 79. Hopefully we'll see that kind of move up. Has some throw on the run, has the play action and throw under pressure, plus the ability to scramble, more so than what we've seen from Bo Harold. However, the injury is not at a fantastic spot, only 88, so we definitely need to make sure we keep him safe in the pocket. And if he does scramble, make sure he knows how to slide down. But we will be starting today off making a trade for CJ Stroud. We've looked at these a couple different times, and I think the best option is probably going to be the current 2 and 5, or higher 2, as we do have two 2s. Yeah, and I think we have multiple 5s as well, so we will send those to the Texans. And on top of bringing in a new quarterback, we did get the dev boost for Lamont Swain last episode, so he's going to see some big improvement at free safety. However, it's not really the safety group or even the DBs in general that are really the cause of concern for this defense. And can we get a single zone boost here with any of these? No, but we do get some speed on the last bit there. As a rookie, decent ratings still though for Lamont Swain, though the morale is lowering some key ones. So we need to get morale going, and that was kind of a reason why we made the trade to bring in a new quarterback in CJ Stroud, kind of try to spark some life for us. He's going to have a test here against the Jacksonville defense. But again, speaking of defense, we last time out suffered a couple injuries. One of which is Nick Bonito, who's now going to be on IR. We'll see if we end up bringing him back. Up to this point, he has not performed well this year, along with the entirety of the defensive line that have struggled. We also have lost McAllister and David Andrews, meaning we're going to be rocking pretty thin at line, and we'll talk about that shortly. As for the defensive line, what we're going to do is we're going to put Carl Lawson in over on the left end spot for the base packages. There's also Hampton. I just don't think Hampton's going to perform that well in that spot. But when it comes to the specialist, we're not going to be using Lawson. Instead, we're going to be using Stewart, who is a rookie hidden dev player, and he has a really fantastic power move. 79. He is lacking elsewhere. We need to see if that 79 is going to prove fruitful at all, or if we do need to find ourselves a different edge rusher. That would have to happen pretty quickly because we're already getting very close to the trade deadline. As for the offensive line, due to the injuries, Dickinson after being benched last game and Williams doing pretty solid at left tackle. Dickinson is back out there at left tackle. Williams is going to go to left guard, and then Hobart is going to get his first career start at center. That means we probably need to focus more on if we are running to the right-hand side of the line. That's a little bit more stability, though overall's actually going to be a little bit better at left guard Williams compared to the 74 of Avila. And obviously, with Stroud coming in just with 1 week of preparation, we've designed a new playbook simplifying the entirety of the offense. We're going to be running ace, doubles, trays, and some spread. And it's only going to be either in pistol or in shotgun, simplifying things as much as possible, considering he only had a week to prepare. So with all that said, hopefully a new era of Rams football is upon us with CJ Stroud as our leader. And as Cook gets this game underway, it is official, as we will be starting on offense. CJ Stroud era here for the Los Angeles Rams, as almost breaking away there with Williams, but we start at the 25. Time to see how well this simplified offense with a new quarterback can do. So far this year, Stroud has only thrown 2 passes in a game. We'll start him off slow here, starting with a run. Akers does not get back to the line. A quick tackle with a sent blitz. But it's also going to be important to see how well this offensive line holds up, considering we lost some of our best in terms of, well, interior play, as Stroud does slide late, makes it 3rd and inches. And I think I missed out on saying it. We also have 1 strong and 1 weak I formation included in the pistol set, as we get a good pulling guard there with Avila. First down rush by Cam Akers. He also was one of the guys who did suffer an injury last week. Need to make sure we keep him healthy. He really is kind of the main guy for this offense. As we swing it out, Akers drops it, heard the footsteps. And that will mean the first pass from Stroud goes as an incompletion, though the accuracy was good. Hard count, I think, might have had Avila jump. And that's exactly who jumped. Learning a new cadence with a new quarterback again, only had a week to prepare. As we try to set up the halfback screen, get it out to Akers, couple blockers out in front. We'll utilize as many of them as possible. Make it a 3rd and 4. We're also hoping that with the simplified offense, we're going to see a little bit more from Nakua in the slot. We didn't have a whole lot of short intermediate throws. As we looked for him here, coverage was tight everywhere. But we will stay on the field. Stroud already facing a big down here. Hard count again, no one jumps. Luckily not even our own offensive line, as we do find Marshall breaking right by the defender and scoots out of bounds down to the 26. I will say right now, Marshall is on the heels of Palmer for that starting outside receiver spot. We haven't seen a whole lot from Palmer, so depending on who makes something happen, as we dump this one off, gonna find Jarrett, though wish he stood up on his feet instead of going down, but we'll take the catch inside the 10. It was also very well delivered there by Stroud. Now, if we do continue to see just too many perfect throws and not much in terms of any inaccuracies, we will lower that quarterback accuracy slider again, try to find that nice middle ground. But don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves here, as it's a 2nd and goal. Sticking with a tight set here. Some underneath, one going towards the back of the end zone. We're going to roll out here, get it out to Gibson, who cannot hold on to it. So far today, these are running backs letting down their new quarterback. Couple drops, leaving us with 3rd and goal. Hard count does get the middle. I want to say it's the DT to jump. We're going to have to roll. Nowhere to roll to. They do say a sack, but it should be a free down. And that's precisely what they call. Now with a 3rd and goal at the 3. Sticking with that spread look here. I do like Davis's route to the right-hand side, the zig. Though they cover that well, Jarrett finds a little bit of space, takes the hit, but holds on to it. The first drive with our new quarterback ends finding our rookie receiver in the end zone. But now the test comes for the defense. Facing Trevor Lawrence, this defensive line needs to get some pressure. Good run stop peak at the line of scrimmage. Could have been better with a loss of about 1 or 2, but I'm not going to be very picky, especially coming off the running game that we just let up last time out against the Cardinals. Was a much better start. As Trevor was looking to roll, stepping up, sliding down prior to the line to gain, leaving 3rd and 2. Well, him and Murray get a little chippy there at the end. They'll attack the 3rd down with a spread look, empty set. We're going to send the blitz. Stewart off the edge, not even close, as that passes out quick to Evan Ingram with a 1st down to the 45. That has been a problem this year when we've tried to send that extra man, the coverage not tight enough, and they get it out quickly. They'll do it again here, and a great catch from Kirk. Coverage was tighter that time. I want to say it's back-to-back weeks where we've seen Rice get an INT, though there might be a weak gap in there. As they go right down the middle, ETN breaks one, breaks the second, Curse misses it again, and ETN breaks all the tackles on the way to the end zone, tying this game up at 7. Sloppy tackling costs us 7 there as our new 7 heads back out as we start with some play action. Try to get a roll, maybe downfield. We have a guy in Palmer who dives out for it but can't reel it in. Just a tinge better accuracy there, and we might have had that one, though better than most of the deep shots we've seen so far this year as Akers gets picked up and slammed down. Madden's favorite animation. We'll say so far Lloyd, their 33 at linebacker, has been all over the field as we have a 3rd and 9. I do like this set of routes over to the left-hand side. Nakua could be a good late option if we need it. Though they cover it pretty well here. Might just have to scramble with Stroud, pick up the first down, take the hit, hold on to it. Though again, we want to keep him clean. Again, only having that 88 injury, gonna knock on wood that doesn't become a problem. As we hand the one off to Akers, we'll bounce around a little bit, picking up a gain of 7 on first down. But we'll get back to the line quickly as time is expiring here on in the first quarter. Sub 30 seconds left as we flip the formation. Have a couple corners, couple posts, couple medium, a lot of medium, some deep routes here as we're going to loft it up for Nakua, who was wide open. That pass too far, lands out of bounds. Now I do expect to see some timing errors in the first couple weeks as he's learning his new receivers. Akers down the middle, not much space, leaves 4th and 2. But we'll deal with that to start the second quarter. All in all, offense started off pretty well. Defense, again, need to tighten up some screws here. But the main focus is right here on 4th and 2 at the 46. Hard count, no one jumps. Trying to set up a pass instead. Let's just roll out here, take the easy yard, sliding down with the first down in plus territory. And we'll continue with that same look, though flipping the formation with that fresh set of downs. Gonna get this one out to Nakua. Placed well, holds on to it. I will say we're seeing some much improved placement of the ball, though still have seen some inaccuracies. And I feel like that should happen with the accuracies that we do have with Stroud as a great run by Akers. This team has been missing that quarterback to really lead the team, and hopefully Stroud is the answer. With some play action, back shoulder, just a little bit underthrown. Need more air under that one. We have some nice height at the receiver spot. Just have to learn to utilize it a little bit better. As we're going to go with some more play action. Immediately have to throw this one away. Allen was in our face. He potentially could have ran away from that one, but better to be safe than sorry with 3rd and 10. We're going to get this one out to Gibson with some blockers out in front. Tries to spin off of one, but can't break through both. And with a 4th and 6, probably should send out the field goal unit. But as long as nothing crazy happens here, this would probably be the first time, at least this season, maybe even longer, where we've ended the first 2 drives with points. Now we just need to see this defense clean up the tackling. And we might have ourselves a good game here. As Lawrence heads out with the offense, they start from a spread look. Swinging it out wide, not going to get much, maybe a yard out to Evan Ingram. If we could just have someone step up in the middle here, and on the outside, just someone, couple people, step up on the defensive line, I think this team will really take that next step. Outside of the strong safety spot, everyone besides that defensive line is set for the future, though. We get burned. Curse takes a bad angle, and Ridley is going to take this one all the way. And gives the Jaguars their first lead. Found the soft spot in the zone, and the speed was just too much. But it's always got to be something with this Rams squad. We finally might have found ourselves a quarterback, and now the defense is starting to act up. As we try to find some space down the middle, Akers will just squeeze out a yard. I don't feel like the offensive line has been all too different today, considering we have at least 2 new starters out there due to the injuries. So that part, good to see as Akers does break 1 tackle, breaks the second, kept the legs moving, but we have 3rd and inches. And since we are seeing a little bit of a decreased roll for DeGuara, let's go at him here. Fullback dive right down the middle, we'll pick up the yard we needed. But I could definitely see this team starting to shift more towards a not fully spread, but not as heavy of looks. And that would mean a decreased roll for that fullback as Marshall right through his hands. I guess these receivers just aren't used to getting a good ball thrown their way. Leaving us 2nd and 10, going back to the run. Gibson bounces it to the outside. 1st down and a couple extra yards. Not going to break the first contact, but great run. Also, shout out to the O-line for the blocking on that one. As we stick with that tight look, you're going to go with some play action. I would love to find Tommy Tremble just straight downfield, but they do have the deep safety. And not enough time to throw as Walker finds his way around the edge. Dickinson gives up a sack and leaves us with a 2nd and 19, as they will not send anyone extra. But Smith didn't even touch Allen, and it's now a 3rd and 29. Don't even know how that's possible for your superstar tackle to not even touch the edge rusher. We got a long way before the 1st down here, as we're gonna go to Corey Davis, who can't hold on to it. It would have been close, but it will be a punt. Now if our defense can learn to limit the big plays, that's what's been killer today. Maybe we would have a little something happening here. As they go to the outside, Ingram will pick up about 7 and get out of bounds. Jaguars do have all 3 of their timeouts, plus about a minute 45, minute 44. Just go ahead and say the exact one with another quick throw. Knocked out that time. I would want to say Conley, though might have been Rice. I have a feeling we might have to run a little bit more man coverage today rather than splitting, as it's 3rd and 3. They set up the halfback screen. We are there quickly with the rookie in Stewart. Call a timeout. We have a minute and a half left here. Now we just have to see if CJ Stroud can get the job done. We start at midfield, 2 timeouts in our pocket. We have a guy across the middle, but the line is not holding up now. You give them a compliment once, and then they just forget how to play. Now under a minute. Some play action. Toss this one up. Palmer. He does get the catch. Somehow it was tipped by Teague, but Palmer finds it. And we're down to the 14. Don't ask me how. I didn't even see it happen, but we're sub 20 seconds now left here. Saving those timeouts as we roll, stepping up, and we'll use one of them there. It's a gain of 1 as we're at the 13, 12 seconds left. And once again, a little bit of some play action. Try to draw down some of these guys as that ball gets released, but does go anywhere close to the intended receiver. 3rd and 9. And this time, no play action. We're going to keep DeGuara back here to help block, considering the line has let up every single time. We have Jarrett in the front, and he gets the secured grab. We'll take a lead with 1 second left on the clock here before half, already outscoring what we've averaged this season. But after the squib kick to send us into halftime, CJ Stroud already looking pretty solid. We haven't had a whole lot of passing, but all in all, has been doing pretty well, especially on that last touchdown throw. Took the hit at the end, but delivered a good ball. As we look around the league, need to keep up with what the Seahawks are doing. They're 4-1 right now and currently up on the Saints 28-7 at half. Their rookie quarterback is doing really, really well. 3 touchdowns in that first half, over 200 yards. Vikings, why not? Let's take a look at you. They got a win in this one, 24-10. With Baker Mayfield at quarterback, they move to 3-3. Bucks fall to 1-5. As for the last studio update, okay, some more teams that don't quite matter for us, but a close game at least here. Packers-Browns, currently 14-14 just before half. Neither one of those quarterbacks doing anything special. As we get our second half underway, we need to make sure that Lawrence isn't doing anything special. He had some big plays in that first half, as well as Travis Etienne. Need to make sure we're limiting their offense, keeping us in this one. Big hit from Murray, but Kirk holds on to it. And throughout that first half, no sacks recorded for us. Got to find ways to get back there. As it's 2nd and 1, I would imagine they would set up a run play here. They're going to send a receiver Ridley in. They will throw it, though, right across the middle. Kirk with some space to about midfield. Lawrence has only thrown the ball 9 times. He's completed 8 of them, and they've all been, honestly, really big for them. As we get lucky there, Conley got beat by the route, but the throw was off. And technically, even Etienne's biggest play was also, I believe, on a catch, or it might have actually been a run just right down the middle. Ridley, though, his big catch in the first half went for a 74-yard touchdown. And already this second half, that passing game keeping up with where they left off at. As a hard count, no one jumps. Gonna continue throwing the ball, and it's just medium deep shot after medium deep shot. And our secondary came into this game listed as a top 5 in terms of the passing game. We are not seeing much of that here in this one, as Graham got beat on the swing out. Probably jinxed us. What I said earlier, Etienne's big play was the catch. This one definitely was. And as our offense heads out to start their second half, quietly, the rookie in Jarrett has already gone for 2 touchdowns today. Overlooked that in the first half. Would love to see more from him. He's been very much the possession receiver for us. Only has 3 catches, 33 yards, but both of those combining for 12 points, I think works out pretty well for us. As Akers breaks to the outside, does break another tackle, though stuck on the block of Palmer. Will bring up a 3rd and 4. And we'll attack it from a tight shotgun set. Gibson out here to spell out Akers. Hard count, no one jumps. Looking for a quick dump off. We will go to Gibson, who gets picked up. Slammed down, 4th and 1. Maybe just tone that one down a little bit, Madden. As it's 4th and 1, we're definitely not going with that. Let's go with a weak dive here. Gibson, the running back, with some good lead blocking, does pick up the first down and a few bit more, up to the 35. Now, we talked about wanting to get more from Nacua with this simpler set, and we really haven't seen him a whole lot today. They cover him pretty well here, but coming across is going to be Marshall. Had a big drop earlier, gets the catch and the first down here. Again, just keeping things simple. That's the game plan as things open up right down the middle. Akers with a nice juke will just squeeze out the first down before Lloyd gets the tackle. As long as the offense keeps up their performance in this drive, we might be doing ourselves just fine. Trying to get Nacua alone towards that sideline. We should have him with a good throw. Toe taps down to the 22. For not being a very high overall dude, I mean, he performs. As we are just outside the red zone. They try to send a blitz. We pop it over the top here. Nacua with the grab once again to the 10. A very nicely placed ball there from Stroud. As we have an RPO called up here with some options. We could also just hand it off down the middle, and that's what we'll do. Akers breaks 1. We had some blockers out in front. If they had the 2 guys who got the tackle blocked, that would have been a walk-in score. But instead, a 2nd and goal. I would love to find Jarrett here. It's going to be the one-on-one placed up for him, and it's not a hat trick yet. Potentially should have waited a second longer, though saw the underneath corner going back to help. Decided to go ahead and let it rip. Another RPO called up here. We'll hand it off. Akers down the middle. Plows into the end zone. Dickinson didn't do anything on that one, but doesn't matter. We retake the lead behind Akers. But once again, comes down to this defense. Can they finally stand tall here? Already have given up 21 points today. Swinging out wide, it's a bad throw to Ridley. And we also have made a change. We're going to have Carl Lawson be the main edge rusher here for us, and he at least gets in Lawrence's face there, though. A ball delivered well for the first down. And there was at least some pass rush there, more than what we've seen so far today. As they do have that first down just shy of the 40. A quick throw. They went with the RPO, but it was behind Kirk. It was a good read from Lawrence because we sent the blitz right where he threw it, but just not well delivered. As they're making a check here with the 2nd and 10. Had the bunch off to left-hand side, right to Graham, and he drops the pick. It's not too often you get a chance like that. 3rd and 10. They go deep downfield. Rice on Kirk. But Kirk had the step, but the ball just overthrown. Rice, don't celebrate. You got beat. But one of the rare times today, they do get off the field as we have time for maybe one more play left here in the 3rd quarter. We'll get I don't even know what that was from Stroud. We had the open halfback screen, but sure. Even with that 55 QB accuracy, you still see some weird things. So at least one more play here in the 3rd quarter. As we're trying to buy time, receiver coming across. That's another bad ball from Palmer. And apparently I just need to stop saying one more play, as we've had a total of 3 here when we had about 10 seconds left. Actually, I think it was like 15 seconds. As we're going to go towards the sideline, Stroud had open receivers, or at least a one-on-one in every single one of those situations. And we go through all 3 downs with a second remaining and have to punt. So an absolutely awful drive there to end the 3rd quarter. Need to see a whole lot more with how open those guys were. And especially coming off of what feels like the only stop the defense has made today. Though the Jaguars back out, they're down 3 to start the 4th quarter. With the trip set out to the right-hand side, we'll drop back into coverage. They get it out to Ingram, who makes a couple guys miss, picking up a first. Another guy misses before he's brought down at the 47. You definitely need to find a coach to help us out with tackling on this defense, because for some reason, they're just missing a whole lot of them. As they go with a rare run, ETN cuts to the right-hand side, spins off of one, not going to get the first down. But we should not have Nick Bell 9 yards down the field. As a nose tackle, you should be getting a tackle in the backfield, not way downfield, as they're going to find another first down here to Ridley. Unfortunately, they also suffer an injury on the play, but they're down to the red zone here, just needing 3. Though whenever they've gone down here, they've gotten it all, and they almost got it there, finding Ridley to the 3. But they'll send out an empty set on 1st and goal. To meet our double A gap, we are sending the blitz. However, no one is there. They have 5 blockers. We send 6, and all of our guys get blocked up. Have to do better. Jaguars retake the lead. Now, as Stroud and the offense head out, we cannot repeat what happened last drive. That was truly awful. As we start with a run to the outside, Gibson not going to get by the first tackle. Bayless at the line. Gibson not really a speedster by any means, but should have been able to gain at least something there. As we're looking for something here, not much and no time to throw it away. The ball pops out, but luckily Williams jumps on it. We'll recover 3rd and 27. Really needed to find a way to get rid of that one. Instead, backed up against our own goal line here. We throw it away, avoid the safety. But it's just as bad of a drive as it was previously. We'll have to punt. Now with a lead and a chance to expand it, the Jaguars offense heads out starting at the 40. They will throw the ball once again, going with another medium shot at Debo. You've got to tighten up some of this coverage. They've done it all day, nothing special, just medium shot after deep shot after medium shot. They will go with an empty set here. Again, free right across the middle. Graham down to the 7. They've definitely had us beat today. Scoring 28 against what has been a pretty good defense. Hasn't given up a whole lot of points. We haven't been able to get anywhere close. As a flag is in. Are they going to say DPI here? And yes, they will. In super tight coverage. I mean, it was a jumbled up mess. They give it to Graham of all the people. With a toss to the outside. Open lane. Stuffed at the goal line by Curse. Now, if we could just see that a couple more times. As they go fullback dive. We do not see that as Derek Parrish widens their lead. But it's time to put this offense back in drive. We've had 2 really bad possessions, and because of that, Jaguars nearly Well, getting away with a DPI there for sure, a holding call. They've just about started to pull away. With a 2nd and 10, still back at that 25. Need to find something quick. There's actually a wide open receiver to the outside. You're gonna find Palmer. I feel like that might be his first catch of the day. Already 30 throws for Stroud, and he's under 50% completion. So it's not like we're seeing anything crazy with these accuracies, as that one's also knocked away. We do really need someone to come through for us here. Couple of different routes, couple different lengths of the field. Going to the outside here with Nakua, knocked away by Bayless. Jaguars defense playing well here, as for some reason we have Gibson in the slot. In a route I was really wanting to go to, we'll still go there. He does get the catch, almost breaks away as we're down to the 40. Let's get back to the line here quickly. Gonna flip the formation, gonna have Nakua do the switch route. Ayers out there? I don't even think he's played much at all, but he's out there in crunch time. As we just get beat right down the middle, Williams got trucked. A late hit as well on Stroud, but the refs looking the opposite way. And with under 2.5 minutes left, we're down 11. We need some points quickly here, as we have an option downfield. Parkinson overthrown by about 5 to 7 yards. So whatever accuracy Stroud had earlier has dropped off as this game has gone on. He's taken hits, that is for sure, as he steps up here, takes another one. We dive at it, but Oluokun recovers. At some point, you got to look elsewhere besides the quarterback spot. I know he's had some bad throws, but he's gotten hit a bunch today. Line has to keep him clean. Also, the 2 guys we had standing over the ball there needed to recover it. As the Jaguars take over at the 38 with a run right down the middle. Etienne eats the shoulder, loss of 3. Great to see that play now, but could have used it earlier on, as we need to force a turnover quickly. But as the 2-minute warning comes to the end, going back to the running game, Etienne not going to get by the diving Graham. He's also a little bit shaken up on the play. He will just head to the bench, and almost works as a free timeout for us, as they did have to charge the Jaguars with a timeout. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 as they spread 3 wide to the right-hand side. And they will throw it. Across the middle they have options, though. They go deep. Rice tried to undercut it. Instead, he gets undercut, and Washington past 3 diving defenders widens the Jaguars' lead. Now, the boys kept this one a game for a while, but in the 4th quarter, in crunch time, they've all but fallen apart. As they're going to look for Palmer here, that ball 10 yards overthrown. Palmer even gave up on the route at the end. So again, we see Stroud started off strong. We saw some good balls, good accuracies. Hits have come in, and since then, he's seen some really poor throws. We can't even throw to an open receiver now. He moves to well under 50% completion. Now on 3rd and 9, what could possibly be the last play of the game, depending on what happens here. Trying to set up the halfback screen. It's at least an accurate one. Out to Akers. Not going to get the first down, and that will do it for us here. We saw some improvement. That was for sure in the first half. Team was looking good. But in the second half, completely ran out of steam. Defensive line, I don't think recorded any real stat there at all. And it's going to be a big loss to the Jags. Now, as for this defensive line, we've got to do something. And there's really not a whole lot of options. Though I did find one player who is intriguing in Lucas Van Ness in his 3rd year out of Iowa. He's 6'5", 272, so he could definitely play an edge rusher. He has star dev. And he has some pretty good power moves with some block shedding ability. He's not super strong, only 81, but has 86 speed. I see someone who could step in this year, at least for that spot where Bonito was playing. Maybe next year, who knows? He's probably going to see a development regression. Was a superstar, probably going to go down to a star. That's what we have here in Van Ness. And I just think he might have something that could definitely help us out. Has he recorded much of anything? Not really, but I don't think he's gotten a whole lot of play time, though we're not going to see that from this screen. So potentially, Lucas Van Ness is an option for us. Outside of Van Ness, there is David Ojabo on the Ravens. Now, he's not as good of a player, definitely a step down from what we had in Van Ness, but he's another possibility. But those are the only options we have to really make a trade, and they're both for guys on the outside. There really has not been, or they're not really, a whole lot of solid down the middle guys. We're hoping we're going to find someone when it comes to the draft, though we're still fairly early on in the scouting. No update based off of where we were earlier. Really want one of these guys to come in here with an A block shed. That would be really crucial for us. They don't even have to be strictly at DT. They could even be over at one of the right end or left end spots and we can move them. But we need to find ourselves a mainstay right down the middle. Because right now the defense, they're set up in the secondary at linebacker. We just need the defensive line to do something. Help out the cover guys. Help stop the run. We can't keep relying on us having to have perfect coverage and the linebackers doing everything in the running game. So there was at least some promise in this one with CJ Stroud. I liked what we saw in that first half. Clearly some room to grow. He needs to stay healthy. He took a lot of shots, and when that happened, the accuracy just went down the drain. So got to keep him healthy as we move forward. Keep him clean. Make sure you guys stick around to see how well we can do that. Hitting that bear icon on the bottom right or scroll down, hit the actual subscription button. They both do the same thing, and subscribing to this channel. Definitely also make sure you're hitting that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. This series every single Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday with the state-only challenge, currently the Central Plains, with the Super Bowl on Saturday. So do not miss that one. Definitely do let me know, should we go after Van Ness or Ojabo, or try to stick it out with the guys we have? I do feel like a move is needed. The guys we have there not getting the job done. So we'll see if any more trades happen either before the Bucs game or the Titans in week 8. But that will do it for us here. So until next time, with a possible franchise quarterback on the team, we'll see you guys later. Bye.